Hey everyone, Nobald Dragonheart here. On today's Let's Play, we're going to be playing one of my all-time favorites, if not my all-time favorite, Dark Age of Camelot. I started playing this game back when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and it's still going strong after about 13 years. If you're looking for an old school style RPG, or MMORPG, this might be for you. So we're going to get started here. When you first log in, you have three choices for your realm that you can choose to be in. The first one is Albion. It's like based off of Arthurian legend, stuff like that, like in Britain, and you can play as a Briton or a couple other races. Hibernia is like the Celtic lore-based one with like elves and Celts and leprechauns, things like that. And Midgard is like the Vikings. It's based off of like Norse legend, like Odin and Thor, that kind of thing. You could be a dwarf and troll, stuff like that. So we're going to pick Albion, because that's what realm I've always played, and I just prefer it that way. As you can see my characters here, we're going to start a new one. Click create, and on the next page you pick your race, gender, and your way. Your way is your class. You can see there's a variety of races and a ton of different classes that you can play. Also keep in mind, depending on what realm you play in, it has its own races and classes. So all three realms have their own set of each. So there's a ton of different classes. Now obviously there's some, pretty generic versions in each one, like the Armsman in Albion is a basic fighter. So, every realm is going to have some sort of basic fighter, some sort of basic healer, some kind of ranged and, melee DPS. But each one has its own individual unique things about it. So today we're going to play a class that I've never played before, so that I can be as fresh as you guys are. Alright, so I'm going to play the Heretic. And the Heretic is kind of like an evil cleric. A cleric's like the normal healer. The Heretic's like an evil version of a healer. Like you can do most of the healing spells that a cleric can do, but you also have like fiery attacks. As you can see here, it says heretics are a cleric class that has renounced the church and become an adherent to Aron. Aron's like the lord of the underworld. So we're gonna play that. I've never messed around with this class. So you go to the next page. You get to pick your face. I'm gonna make my guy like pretty crazy evil, because obviously I'm gonna be an evil cleric. So I want to make my guy look as creepy and disparaging as possible. Some purple in there. Some cool hair going. You can rotate your character and take a look at the different sides of the hairstyle. Alright, and we're gonna make it like white. Yeah, real creepy guy. That looks like a rogue reject if I've ever seen one. And you can pick your height. I'm going to leave mine average. Make my mood a little bit more sour. Yeah, show some teeth. Not that sour. You can change the things around, make my eyes a little smaller. Okay, now I look pissed off. That's what I was looking for. Alright, then after you've got your character created, just click play on the bottom there, and it'll take you into the new tutorial world. Now, in the olden days of Dark Age of Camelot, anytime, depending on what race you picked, you'd start out in a different starting town, which was pretty cool. Like if you played as a Highlander, you'd start out up in the mountains, or if you played as a Briton, you'd start over on this town right outside of Camelot. And so it gave a nice essence to the game, but that's not how it is anymore. Now they've added this little tutorial world where everybody starts out, no matter what your race or class. And the good thing about this is it's really useful for new players that are coming into play that either aren't familiar with MMORPGs, or they've played MMORPGs but post World of Warcraft ones. So not like EverQuest or Ultima Online. The older MMORPGs were a lot more complex than today's ones that we have. So it has a pretty big learning curve. But thanks to this new tutorial world, there's not quite as much of a curve. As you can see all around me, there are different little people here with books above their heads. Now, I'm not going to talk to any of them because I already know exactly how to play the game, but if you go through and talk to each one, they have like a little, area-specific, specialized thing they can teach you about. Like if you go to the healer, he'll tell you what he does and what you can do with the healer, etc. So I highly recommend using those if you've never played Dark Age of Camelot before. If you're a current player or returning player, this probably isn't the video for you to begin with. But for new players, let's get started. So anyone with the Celtic knot spinning above their head that's gold, that's a person with a quest for you. So we're going to talk to this guy. And, you can read it if you want to. I'm just going to skip through for video purposes. At the bottom here, it just tells you what you need to do. So we're going to go speak to Sir Remsen, and we're going to learn about the quest icons. And you can click through all these, and since I'm already familiar with it, I'm going to click familiar, and now it's blue. So when it's blue, that means you can complete your quest, and you just hit finish, voila, we're done. Now we've got a second quest, the Black Bear threat. So we're going to have to go northeast of Sir Remsen and kill 3 small black bears. As you can see, I already have my map up down here. So when I hit accept, you'll see a nice little red dot on the map. All the yellow dots that you see around the town are the different people that can teach you things or have quests for you. So I'm just going to ignore those for now, and I'm going to go start my quest. So if you look through here, you have a few different tabs. Your character tab, your attributes and stuff. Your inventory tab, where you have your little, ragdoll. Specializations tab, which also has your abilities and trade skills. We'll get to that more later. And then under combat, you have your abilities that pertain to your specific weapons. So I'm going to be using flex weapons. So I'm going to put that on there. And eventually I'll get a shield, so I'm just going to put that on there for later. And I also have a little bit of magic moves. So for the melee specific and combat specific classes, you'll use this tab. For magic specific ones, you'll use this one. But for me, I get to use both. So I have a couple heals that I can put on here. I also have enhancements, so I can buff myself and other players. And I also have an attack that I can use. So we'll put that on there too. And you can organize that list any way you want to. It's good to see there's a lot of other new players running around right now. It's good to see other people checking out the game, making new characters, getting involved. It's good to know. And for the record, any of you that are planning on trying this game out, you are more than welcome to get with me and I can help you guys out. Our guild is always recruiting more people, and I'd be happy to teach you more about the game in depth. So I'll put all the details down below the video for you guys to follow if you're interested in checking out Dark Age, or if you just are already playing but you want to link up. Okay, so as a healer, I have buffing spells. Buffing spells add bonuses to your attributes. This specific one here is the Aura of Shielding, and it's going to add to my armor factor. And if you ever played RPGs, you know what armor factor is. And armor factor is basically the amount of armor that you have that resists the enemy. So I'm going to cast this on myself by clicking myself and then clicking the button. Alternatively, I could hold Alt and click the button. Hold Alt and click 1 on my keyboard. Alright, so now I've got a little bit of extra armor, even though I'm not wearing armor, so that's going to help me out. And I'm going to use my ranged ability called Aron's Singe, which is that little flaming move I was telling you about. As you can see, it's not overpowered at all. And I'm going to kill a couple more of these guys. Wow, now we have to use my weapon at all because they're all just dying so fast. Okay, easy enough. So I've killed my 3 bears. We're going to move on. If I press J, like it said, I can open this up. And my next quest goal is to report to Lieutenant Cantrin, north of Sir Remsen. So I'm going to go do that. He's right over here. So you just talk to him by right-clicking him. It'll bring up your little quest book. You've met the requirements, and you get to choose a reward. The ones you can't use are redded out, but I'm going to choose the road because that's perfect for me. And I'll accept his next quest, which is visit the trainer. So we'll show you how to use the trainer here. So let's head over to my trainer. He's off in this little building over here. and you have to go to your trainer to put your specialization points onto your character. So you right-click the trainer, and he can explain all the different specializations to you if you click those. And I'm just going to click done because I already know. And I'm going to put, let's see here, I'm going to put a point into flexible, a point into rejuvenation, and that's all I have points for right now. And I'm also going to accept this quest, and I've already pretty much finished it because he was just going to tell me about that stuff. So I'll go ahead and pick my weapon. I'm going to take the chain because I'm going to use flex weapons. I'll equip my new chain. Boom. Okay, now he wants me to go speak with Lieutenant Cantron. So I'll accept this quest, close these out, and now we're going to move out the door, if I can actually move. Go back to the Lieutenant, talk to him, and his next quest is to slay 3 Grey Wolves and then the Wolf Mother Black Fang. And that's right up over here, I believe, if I remember correctly. So let's just head up here. If you hit the V key, it'll let you sprint, and you'll see your endurance going down a little bit, but it'll speed you up. The red bar is obviously your health, green bar is your endurance, and yellow is your power, and the bar below it is the enemy's health, and the color of the name indicates the level of it. It also has a little plus or minus beside it. So a Grey Wolf, if it's yellow like this, is equal to my level. Orange means it's either 1 or 2 levels above me. So it's kind of just warning you, like, okay. The next one up is red, and then purple is the most dangerous. So we're going to go ahead and fight the orange one. I think I can take him, maybe, if I get lucky. He's resisting my attacks, so I might not. It's looking good. Oh. My new flail here is really helping out, that's for sure. My Morning Star. And now I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. Back to full health. I kill 2 more. He's resisting me pretty well too. Damn. Alright, 2 now. Leveled up. Level 4 already. Moving quick. Alright, we need 1 more Grey Wolf. Go ahead and take this one down. He hardly made it to me. Boom. Done. Alright. Now we should find Black Fang. Looks like somebody already killed her, but oh, there she is. She respawned. She's all mine. So I accidentally clicked off. I was checking to make sure that guy wasn't dying over there. Looked like he was struggling with that wolf. I was gonna heal him up. Alright, so now that I've finished off the Wolf Mother, I need to go talk to Major Brutrin. I'm pretty sure he's over by the barn-looking building. I'm gonna sprint again, speed myself up. And the little blinking foot with the wing on it is indicating that I'm sprinting. Alright. I mean, as you can see, I'm leveling pretty quickly. It's mostly because, you know, they make it easier to level nowadays so that, you know, a lot of the newer players can catch up quickly. You know, but it doesn't really take away from any of the game. You'll still get to see as much of it as you want. You just can adventure around at your own pace. You don't even have to do the tutorial world. I typically don't do it because it just gives you crazy amounts of experience, and I prefer to actually go out and adventure and find things. But for the video's sake, I'm doing it. Okay, so for our next video here, we're going to have to kill 6 Midgard invaders. Not actual Midgard invaders. In the sense of an actual Midgard invader or Hibernian invader, it would be another player from one of the other realms, out in the frontier. Basically how the frontier works is all 3 realms battle each other for territory. You take territory by capturing towers and capturing keeps. But for this is just basically like a training mission, showing you what like Midgard invaders would look like out in the frontier, but they're just regular mobs. See, they're just kind of hanging around here. So we're gonna go ahead and just take them out. We need to take down 6 of them. So. Adjusting my buffs and stuff here, sorry. Okay, so I've got some new buffs, so I'm going to go ahead and shift right click that away. Now I'm going to select myself again and cast the next 2 abilities back onto myself, buff myself a little bit better. Always make sure that when you train and when you level up, you check your skills. Don't be lazy like me and, you know, forget to do that. Okay, 2 down. Take down number 3. Alright, let's finish this quest up here. Alright, whack you silly. Numero 5. Last but not least, alright, so the next thing I need to do is take a firing pin from one of the catapults. So all you gotta do is carefully walk up to one of the catapults, try not to get aggro, and right click it. And then run away, like a little screaming girl. And just go back and talk with Holican. Oh, wait, I'm wrong. Go this way and talk to Holican to continue your quest. He's sitting right over here on one of the shores. Yeah, you see him now. Okay, so we're going to go talk to him. Right click. You can see he's invisible. He's imitating one of the stealth classes in the game. And our next quest is going to be to take out 5 sentries, 3 husk girls, and a commander. And then report back to the major.